If you're not thinking in advance, you're falling behind. What does that mean? That means you have to set goals and plan for things in the future. Otherwise, you're going to end up wasting time. You're going to end up losing time and losing the opportunity to do certain things because you failed to plan for it in advance. So we all know the things that we're supposed to be doing. We all know the things that we want to do, but then we sit there, we let things distract us. We let things pull us off our path. We let things get in the way of our purpose. And that can be really destructive. If you're just going through life in a reactionary mode and you're kind of just taking things as they come, then you're letting situations control you as opposed to you controlling a situation. And before you know it, you end up losing the opportunity to do what you wanted to do. You end up not achieving things simply because you're not even trying to plan for them. Now, I'm sure you're already familiar with goals, but let me tell you why it really is so important that you do set goals for yourself and that you hold yourself accountable. So the first thing I think of is everybody else is planning. As you go through life and you experience certain things and you consume certain things, you're just reacting to it and you're just experiencing things. But you have to realize that all of this stuff was planned out. Let's say you go to the grocery store and pick up some fruit or something like that. That fruit had to be planted in the ground, harvested, shipped to you, and placed in the store so that you could buy it. That entire process was planned out and thought of long before you ever walked in the store to buy it. Your favorite artist drops a new project. They probably recorded it a year or two ago, spent some time getting it mixed and mastered. They probably shot the video a couple months ago, came up with a marketing plan for it, came up with a budget for it and a plan for the project, how they were going to tour off it, what shows they were going to do, all before they released it so that you could listen to it. Before you can watch your new favorite movie, they had to spend a year or two writing the script. They had to spend maybe a couple months casting the actors. They have to spend time scouting the location, shooting the movie itself, editing it. That's just the process of making the movie. Then you got to market it and promote it. This is before that movie is released to the world so that the audience can enjoy it. I mean, I'm scrolling through social media and I'm seeing NASA mapping out asteroids that could potentially hit the Earth 4 years from now. My point is this: everything else is being planned out. So if you're not planning out your life and planning out the things that you want to achieve, then you're the one that's behind, because everybody else is planning. We're coming up here to the end of the year, and I'm sure that all the video games for next year, all the movies and the new TV shows, all that stuff is already planned out right now. So if we as individuals want to compete with that, if we want our content to compete with everything else that's out there, then it's got to be planned out. You can't expect to be on the same level in one aspect and not all the other aspects. So without setting goals and sticking to a plan, you're losing time, you're wasting time, and putting yourself at a disadvantage. Which brings me to my next point, which is you have to set a goal in order to achieve it. See, if you don't set it as a goal, then it's just a want, it's just a desire, but it's not actually something that you're actually working towards. When you're reacting in the moment with no goals and no clear direction, then you're really just doing a spray and pray method. If you want to hit a target, you have to aim at it. And setting goals is aiming yourself. You're picking targets that you want to hit and aiming yourself and putting yourself on a path towards that goal. Picking a goal, visualizing it, and internalizing it is what's going to allow you to actually achieve that goal. Which brings me to my final point, which is as you achieve your goals, it's going to motivate you to keep going and accomplish even bigger goals. So as I've talked about in a lot of my videos, it was my goal this year to put up 20 videos like this, where I'm just talking to the camera, giving y'all some game and, just kind of explaining stuff. And as I just hit that goal, now I'm looking at, okay, so boom, I did 20 videos. Now I need to go to the next level. So now I'm looking at, let's do 100 videos, because I know that that's what's going to take me up to the next level. And that's what's going to get me even better at making videos so that I can continue to grow my audience and grow my community. But if I had never set a goal of having 20 videos in the first place, then I would just be willy-nilly making videos, just reacting to stuff, just taking everything as it comes. And who knows how many videos I would have made. Maybe I would have made 5, maybe I would have made 10. Who knows? But if I hadn't set a specific goal of this is what I want to reach by this period of time, then I never would have achieved that. So that's why it's important to set goals and think in advance. Otherwise, you're going to end up falling behind because everybody else and everything around you is being planned. You have to set a goal in order to achieve it. And setting that goal is going to motivate you to go even harder and be even better. So if you got some value from this, like, comment, and subscribe. What's your biggest goal right now? What are you working on? Drop it in the comments below. My name is Dumas. I make beats. And if you want to work, hit me up.